I had to take the spare wheel out to do this. And that's when I saw the underneath. My God, I was not expecting to see this. So much damn rust. I idiotically didn't check this before buying. Learn from my mistakes, please. I had to add this to the costs, and this was the most expensive part, without a doubt. I was quoted $1,500 for professionals to do it with a 3-month waiting list, but I needed it done now, really. And I figured it would cost me less than $500 to do it myself. So here goes. I had to do so much research on how to fix up rust and what the best way to do it was. And I decided on basically... That ain't gonna move. I took many different wire brushes and kicked off all the loose rust. Oh my God, it is hot. It's too hot, man. Can't breathe. It's so hot today. I basically grinded everything down until it was just surface rust. POR 15 sticks better to rust, so I didn't need to get rid of all of it. This was fun, but I got so filthy. I sprayed all them rust particles off with a power hose. First step of POR 15ing was grease cleaner. This was easy. I took an old spray bottle and sprayed the crap out of it. Then hosed it down again. Next step is the metal prep. It's super toxic, so be super careful with it, okay? Nasty stuff. Again, I sprayed the crap out of it, keeping it wet for like 30 minutes, then hosed it down again. Okay, so providing you all have done this right, this is what it should look like. See what it's done to the rust? I mean, it's killed it, basically. Finally, the POR 15ing, basically the rust treatment painting. Okay, I enjoyed every part of this, except the POR 15ing part. It was horrible stuff, and honestly, time will tell if it was worth the time spent, and weeks attempting to scrub off that damn black paint off my arms. But just to give you an idea, this whole process took me like 3 days. Solid days. The POR 15ing of the underbody took me 2 hours of being under a van, and it was so grim. When I was done, you're meant to second coat it while it's still tacky, but I'd had enough. Bloody hell, was that a hell of a job, man. So I didn't. Not sure if that was a mistake, but I was exhausted, smelly, and covered in rust paint, which actually takes skin off. Would not recommend. The underbody did look so much better though. I think it was worth it. On top of this, I figured the spare wheel was still usable, just needed a bit of doing up, so I used it as a test run and actually did that first. I did all them stages to the wheel and that was satisfying. Look at how pretty it looks. The wheel arches were falling apart. There were holes and they basically needed some serious fixing. So. Then I used body filler to fix them up and make them look smooth again. I used fiberglass filler for the big bits, and you need to do this quickly because it will dry very quickly. Then I did the easy sanding filler for the wobbly rust bits. Sanded it all smooth so it looked like this, and it was all ready for the painting. Ugh, the suspension broke. I had to replace the suspension coil because it rusted clean through. Done. Before painting, I made sure everything was super duper clean and smooth, so I took an orbit sander and some super duper fine grit and sanded literally everything because the paint would stick much better to this then. I did a once over with some white spirit to remove all of the dust and grease. Ready! So I used this stuff, Rust-Oleum Combi Color in pastel green. Basically, I roller painted this on, so thinned it with white spirit until it was like a creamy texture, poured it in, used high density foam rollers, and boom! I let it dry, and there was loads of mini volcanoes. Damn. But the colour did cover quite nicely, so it only really needed one more coat. I lightly sanded off the volcanoes and tried again. This time, I thinned it a smidge more than last time and began. I realised if I pressed harder on the roller, layered it thinly and kept rolling until it was flat, it stopped the volcanoes forming. And it worked! Here's the end result. Look at the difference, man. You can barely notice that there was a rust spot there. I am super happy. Thank God we can get on to
the interior.
Thanks, George. I don't know if there's like a way to do this. Doesn't matter, does it?